arrested me, I wouldn't leave the property. Now, they had a policy against no filming there, but policy never trumps law, okay? Law is law, and the law is the public, the press, have a right to gather information on public property about what public officials do. That's the law, okay? So anytime they create a policy like the port did and say I can't record, and I know the law.
So, either way, I mean,
I haven't bothered anybody. I was standing back here.
I completely understand.
Okay.
From that, sir. Why are you filming?
What I'm trying to figure out is, are you actually here to conduct any business other than what you're filming?
Filming is my business.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
What happens when a security guard claims public property is private? What happens when a government employee says a camera is not allowed? In these two separate encounters, you'll see escalating confrontations, conflicting claims, and moments that leave one question hanging in the air. Who was actually right? From a public transit facility to a federal post office to a tense encounter outside a police department, each situation unfolds in real time as citizens and officials clash over authority, accountability, and public scrutiny. Watch closely, pay attention to every statement, and decide for yourself whether these were reasonable actions or serious oversteps. Before we begin, be sure to visit Tyrant Cop Files and support the original creators featured in this video, including Hoosier News Now. This is ID Refusal Exposed.
Yes, ma'am. I don't care. I have already talked to the VP.
And he sent us the policy.
Well, it's just a standing policy that they have down here.
Would you like me to pull up the policy?
I have the
No,
policy.
we have it as well.
You can do whatever you want.
On April 19th, 2020, at an IndyGo public transit facility in Indianapolis, First Amendment auditors returned after a previous confrontation involving security and police. What was supposed to be a peaceful revisit quickly turned into another dispute over filming in public, private property claims, and whether agency policy can override constitutional rights.
Get it,
We've
look
got
at
the
it.
policy.
You're talking commercial.
So-
This is not commercial. This is personal.
This is private property.
No, it's. Are you kidding me?
This is
You
private
get
property.
$170 million from the city and taxpayers. You're not
Yeah,
private.
but this is private property.
No, it's not.
It really is, though.
I talked to the VP of Public Affairs.
That's fine. I'm not going to argue with you.
Then I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not asking you to go.
Goodbye.
You guys can stand over there and video record, but you cannot be on property. We
This
were
is property.
instructed.
This
so,
is public property.
you know, we're all at
This
work
is
right now,
IndyGo
so we were
property. That
instructed
over
that,
there is
yeah,
public.
unless you've obtained prior consent from the human
That
resource
is
manager,
commercial.
you are absolutely not
That
allowed
is
to
commercial, ma'am.
video recording, auto recording, body camera from an iPad, a cell phone. You absolutely cannot be here video recording. No way.
That's too bad. What do you? Okay, so what happens if we don't? Listen. What happens? So you're just going to walk away?
Public property.
If you're security, if you're Nolan Security, right? You're Nolan Security. You guys are on notice of a federal lawsuit for what happened on the 8th when we were here.
We weren't here.
You're right,
Two
and
other
because that
officers
guy's
that was
going to be
not-
fired, and you
That's
probably
that guy.
know exactly why we're here.
That's that guy.
What happened on the 8th?
We were here before, and we were kicked off and
kicked
cussed
off.
at and everything.
And again, we called IndyGo and they said,
Who cussed at you guys?
Should never
Nolan
happen.
Security. He wouldn't identify himself. Your resource or your reserve officer wouldn't identify himself.
white guy,
He's in trouble.
buzz cut. We
Yeah.
didn't get his name. He wouldn't give us his name.
And a
but-
Mexican kid.
What group?
Doesn't matter what group we're with. You don't have any right to know that.
No, we don't have any right to know.
You're right. Yeah. What right do you have to know? What's your name and badge number?
What's your name and badge number?
That's none of your business. I'm a private citizen. You're
Are
a public
are you
servant.
refusing to identify yourself?
You're a public
You
servant.
can read my name tag.
No,
I
it's
see
covered by a pen. I can't see
D.M.
it.
Watkins. But what's your ID number?
Your policy is to identify
I'm
yourself,
the only
right?
one on the department. Can't miss me. So,
the reason we came back was because we talked to your guys' bosses, their bosses, and they said it was okay to come back.
They're doing damage control right now to avoid a federal lawsuit against me.
I
from
just
me.
got off the phone with Lieutenant Dora.
IndyGo. Administration.
About an hour ago.
Public affairs. I keep trying to tell you, and you don't want to listen.
No, I'm listening to you.
No, you said you just said you didn't care
I'm just wondering why you're approaching.
that we talked to the higher up.
About the policy. Yes.
The policy is void. I have the policy.
And I've got the policy too, but
The
we're not
policy.
arguing about
The
that.
policy,
Sir,
sir.
we're
No,
not gonna
the
argue about
policy.
This has nothing to do with the policy.
So
I'm
we're
asking,
Then why are you
done.
bringing
Let's
it
just
up?
go ahead and go on and do what we're doing.
I am asking you, the damage control, is that between you and IndyGo or you and Nolan?
It's
Both.
actually probably going to be between both.
And this is something that occurred before
April.
the 8th or on the 8th?
On the 8th.
On the 8th of April?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you had a policy come down on the 13th, they should have said that it is perfectly legal to do what we're doing right now.
I wasn't here on the 8th.
But no, and that's fine.
We didn't see
It
either one
wasn't.
of you gentlemen.
None of you guys were
I'm
here.
not
Deputy Ellis,
a,
Deputy Ellis, what do you do at the sheriff's office?
I'm a patrol officer.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I understand that. So
But they've
regardless
gotten
on if it's
170
public,
million.
just regardless if it's public or not, okay?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is there's regulations set up by government officials that are way higher than myself and this officer right here, okay?
Sure.
So when they come through and they have, video cameras that are going underneath buses to see where wires run,
And
which
we're
I
not
understand
doing
you guys
that.
aren't doing
That's
but
a
I believe that's
hypothetical.
why a policy is written as far as no recording, because in the past, if you look at some of these places where they've had some terroristic threats,
Oh,
where they've
sure.
had buses explode,
I
stuff
get
like
it.
that, these
I get
people
that.
are researching the buses. Hey, where's a large metal object underneath the bus that we can put a magnet at? And so that's why you've got people, especially like at Lucas Oil, when the Colts come in, or like when the Bengals or whoever's playing at Lucas
Sure.
Oil, they actually have this long stick that's got a mirror on it, and they'll walk around the bus and shine underneath
like
the
in
bus
Prisons or anything
just
like
to
that.
make sure that there's
But
not a
those are
bomb or anything
hypotheticals.
on the
Those
bus.
are only hypotheticals.
But that's why the policy of no recording on IndyGo property, I believe,
But the policy
is set in place.
Sir, you're not understanding, and they're not understanding the policy
I
either.
understand.
The policy states that we can
The policy
do this.
is black and white. It's put right in there. But I'm not saying
The
that you're
policy was
wrong.
just
I'm
updated
not saying you're right.
in
I'm not saying I'm
2017.
wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm telling you that is my opinion on why they put that policy in place.
And
So
let
you
me-
guys are still able to do whatever you want to
Well,
do.
look,
I'm
yeah.
not telling you can't. That's
Right.
just my opinion
Sure.
on why I think that they're so harping on, or that's why I think that they're so uptight on not wanting people, anybody in general, to report, whether it be RTV6, Fox 59 News, whatever
have-
group
they
you
have to
guys
get
are
a
And if
with.
I
permit.
could just interject,
They have to get
gentlemen,
permission.
real quick with some experience,
Because
and I'll
they
tell you,
are-
and I'll tell you, I'm from Florida. I went down to the port in Tampa where they do the cruises. Okay, I got arrested there. I went there one time. They kicked me out. I went back there the second time. Had my lawyer with me. Watched the whole thing. They arrested me. I wouldn't leave the property. Now they had a policy against no filming there, but policy never trumps law. Okay, law is law, and the law
Right.
is the public, the press have a right to gather information on public property about what public officials do. That's the law. Okay, so anytime they create a policy like the port did and say I can't record, and I know the law, and I go on there and they arrest me, guess what happened to that charge? Dismissed. Guess what's coming next? Federal lawsuit for violating my rights. So just because somebody has a policy in place doesn't mean it's lawful. Okay, there's lots of policies in place. The Jim Crow laws in the South were policy back in the day.
I'm listening to you, and I understand what you said, but I also just said that the IndyGo policy is you can't record, and I literally just said you guys can still record.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't saying that you didn't agree.
Okay.
I was just
But
letting you know
but-
that even if they had a policy that said I couldn't record
Sure.
what you said they do, if they were to arrest me for violating their policy,
Oh, I understand.
I would take that
it's
to
the
court
same-
and I would win.
It's the same way as like some of these companies that say, hey, there's no loitering here.
Sure.
Well, it's a McDonald's, but it says no loitering. But is it against the law to loiter at a bus stop? Is it against the law to loiter outside of a homeless shelter?
Right.
No. So I mean, you really can't call us to come take care of a problem that's superficial. We can't come out.
Because we can. You're in public.
There's a difference
It
between rules
actually-
and then laws. That's the way it is.
You're in public.
You're in public, man.
But
You have
I
no
got other
expectation.
things to do, so good
Sure.
luck to you guys. Stay safe. Like I said, try not
Well,
to get
I
anybody
respectfully
thrown.
decline.
Right.
You're asking. Your
Okay,
request.
and I'm respectfully asking you that you're
I know
okay
that.
with
You know, a lot
Man,
of
you're in
times people
public.
say,
You
"Oh,
have
you're in
no
their face."
expectation.
I said, "My wife
Man, you
puts
have
her
no
titties in my
expectation
face."
of privacy in public. You
People
leave
say,
your
"Oh, you're
house.
getting in their face," and
You
I
leave
say,
your
"My
house,
wife puts
you're in
her
public.
titties in my
Okay.
face." When I'm this far away, I'm not in their
For the
face.
record, I can't comment on that.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Have a good one, guys. Good luck, man.
Legally, this dispute centers on First Amendment protected recording activity in a publicly funded transit facility. The auditors argue that filming matters of public interest is constitutionally protected and that agency policy cannot supersede federal law. Security personnel, meanwhile, cite internal rules and public safety concerns. From a legal standpoint, the officer's decision not to enforce the policy avoided a potential constitutional conflict.
No, you're asking him to leave. I'm just observing what he's doing.
I didn't ask him to leave. I asked him to wait right here.
Well, you did say that I would be trespassed.
Where he's at right here.
On March 5th, 2020, inside a USPS public lobby, Hoosier News Now returns for a First Amendment audit after being challenged before. This time, the dispute centers on filming inside a post office, alleged trespass, federal property rules, and whether USPS staff actually understand Poster 7 and the DHS photography memo.
You did say they wanted me trespass, so.
They do hold them trespass.
But they can't do that.
Out once the supervisor.
They can't. Well, you need to call federal police because this is federal property. Federal police will inform you that their rules and regulations are right there. I have a DHS memo in my backpack.
Can you get that out?
Yes, sir, I can.
So you're saying that he is actually federally trespassing?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they've asked him to leave, so we have to address that.
But why? What's he done?
There's the redacted copy.
So we have to come here and deal with it.
Well, you weren't called to service, so you were just standing in line. But I get that. So you did. You came up and asked me last time. You called the police, and I had to leave. So, or I didn't have to leave.
You are not authorized to film any employees. You are not authorized
And who says
to
that?
film our retail transactions. That is
Transactions, you're right.
But
But
when you're
federal.
sitting here filming the employees and their retail transactions, that.
But I can't see any of that up there.
But you are filming them conducting
You're right.
retail business.
You're right.
You are not authorized.
They
to
are
do
my
that.
employees.
That's fine. No, they're not your employees.
Who says that I don't have authorization? You?
I've already told you you do not have authorization.
When did you tell me that?
This
Just
has also
now?
been reported to our inspection service.
Okay.
So if you'd like to give me your information, I can pass it on to you.
No,
as
thank
well.
you. He's got the DHS memo that says I can do it. Because it's redacted. It's redacted.
So
They should have that.
They're not authorized to film.
I am.
Employees, they're not authorized to film retail transactions.
I am in a lobby. I'm in a public lobby.
This is our retail window. You are not authorized to
Public
film any
lobby.
transactions that they are conducting.
Is this access to the public that can stand in line
You
here?
are not authorized to record any
Well,
transactions that are
I'm
being
s-
conducted right here.
I already have my delete buttons broken, so I don't know what else we're going to do.
It says right here, you're only allowed to be in the
Entrances?
lobby or foyer.
This is a lobby.
This is the lobby.
No, that is an entrance.
This is the retail.
That is a
window.
foyer.
This is a retail lobby.
Entrance,
You are not authorized
foyer,
to
lobby.
videotape any transactions. that-
Well, I'm sorry, I already have. And I still am.
We have another officer coming, and we've already notified the inspection service. You are not
What you need to do,
Okay, thank you.
I'm not even, sir, I'm not even with him. I'm just observing this with him. Are you saying this is the foyer and this is the lobby? Or what?
Right here is our retail window.
This is your retail window. So are you saying, no, just was unclear. So this
So
becomes
anything filmed in here is our retail window.
So you're saying in here is wrong. You cannot be in here, but you're saying in here, we can be out here.
You cannot film anything in here, period.
Under what
Because we
law?
have,
you cannot.
because we have employees working. You are not authorized to film employees. You are not authorized.
You're
to
the postmaster, correct? You cannot trespass my eyes. Whatever my eyes can see, I can film.
Under what law?
So if I have to stand out there where he is,
We have officers
I will.
We have informed the inspection.
and you know what they're going to tell you? They're going to read that memo and they're going to say, there's nothing we can do. What you need to do is call the federal police.
I've already contacted the inspection service.
And what did they say? What did they say?
They say
Go
you are
ahead.
not authorized to film anything in here. You are not authorized.
They're wrong.
You are not authorized.
They're wrong. The Department of Homeland Security says you're wrong. That memo right there says it. Your photographs right here,
Okay.
this column, right here. Read that right there. You don't know your rules and regulations?
So, either way, I mean,
I haven't bothered anybody. I was standing back here.
I completely understand.
Okay.
From that, sir. Why are you filming?
What I'm trying to figure out is, are you actually here to conduct any business other than what you're filming?
Filming is my business.
Okay.
I was gathering content for a story. I've had some complaints about this service and everything here. I was also gathering matters of interest for the public, which is where they can get mailboxes, lockers, passport, whether they've lost passports or need a new one or brand new. And all that information is in here. So, I mean, that's why I'm here. I have no ill will. I'm not armed.
I'm not here to argue.
I understand that.
They're calling us because they have an issue.
I get it. You have called a service. I get it. Well, you called him, or did they call you?
The business called us.
Okay. And I have no, ill will towards you. You're doing your job. You don't know. I totally get it. And you guys might want. It's right here. That's from 2007. You might want to update that. What are we looking for?
Where's number 7?
Middle column, lower part.
It's just, it's right there. The very bottom paragraph.
You're talking about rules and regulations.
Can I get you guys' names and badge numbers?
If you give me just a minute, I'll get all that information.
No problem.
For you,
No
okay?
problem.
This is exactly why.
And I get that. And you and I had that conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Did you? You have my.
What's that? No.
Who has the DHS memo? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Okay. This is I could have. This is only redacted for government use. I don't know what there is another one that is unredacted, but I didn't print that one off. This just highlights the basics of what I'm doing is perfectly legal. It was in 2010, and the reason they did it in 2010 is because the government was tired of losing lawsuits to the public because of exactly what I'm doing.
Want to read it?
No, go right ahead. And then they revised it again in 2018 because people were still being violated just like I am right now. They're violating my right to free press. I am part of the press.
This is a repetitive issue across the nation.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely. I know many in California and up north and on the East Coast and down in Florida.
First Amendment rights violated. I can't tell you how many times in the last about 15 years.
And I'm not anti-cop or anti-government. I believe they belong here for a reason, but they should not. Shouldn't be. This is a no-law issue.
Right.
The law states I'm allowed to do this, and even if he said that I'm supposed to be in the foyer, I'm right here.
Right.
And I'm doing what I'm legally, constitutionally protected to do.
Right. Agreed.
So I can't get their pins. I can't,
Right.
I'm not zoomed in. Oh yeah. I get it.
There's no way from here that you're going to be taking getting credit card information or anything else. So obviously,
it actually says in there. It actually does say in there. I don't know what page, but basically, you're just supposed to ignore us and leave us alone. They're just supposed to ignore us, go about their business, and not worry about it.
It says except where security regulations, rules, or orders or directives apply.
Yep.
So
that means restricted areas, like behind that door and behind that door.
They have any regulations that say that this isn't able to occur.
But this is their rules and regulations right here.
Right.
That states for photography purposes. I have no idea where he went. He got mad when he read that. I even asked him if he knew what this said, and he said no. And he got mad and went back there. So I don't know.
And I think a lot of the issue that people run into is that, especially with technology and whatnot nowadays, what, 20 years ago, people weren't really capable of recording like
Sure.
they can
And
now.
you're caught on film. Well, not you, but other officers are caught on film doing bad things. Okay, and that's technology as well.
So I feel that's where a lot of the skepticism, you know, the prejudice on you guys is where people just aren't really used to that. They're still getting used to it, and they think, hey, you know, you can't do that.
When you were a kid and you saw somebody with a camera, what did you do?
When I was a kid, I
Yeah. Hey, Mom, how's it going? You tried to photobomb them, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's the fear since 9/11. There's been a fear installed in the public, and photography and having a camera cannot be deemed suspicion even. Supreme Court has ruled on that. It cannot. It is constitutionally protected activity. You cannot deem it suspicious or illegal, and you can't trespass me from a public building that got $18 billion from the U.S. government last year in tax dollars. You can't trespass me unless I'm breaking the law. I'm not bothering anybody. I didn't cause the disruption. Others caused the disruption.
Oh, you were
just
you were just standing.
Yeah, I was just standing right back here. He was in line, and you know, I did tell some other patrons that I am not here for you because they kept looking at me. I said, "Don't worry, I'm not here for you. I'm just here watching my employees, and that's it." And according to the federal government, they are federal employees. They're public servants. Whether they carry a gun, wear a badge or not, they do have. I think they do. Well, maybe not the counter staff, but others do have badges and things like that for identification purposes. So it's just, it is what it is. You know, I'm fighting for my rights, and
He said he was checking.
yeah, he read this. He didn't know what this said, so when he read it, he got mad and walked away.
Legally, this case centers on First Amendment recording rights, USPS Poster 7, and the DHS photography memo. The citizen argues that a public postal lobby is open to the public, and filming matters of public interest is protected. USPS staff appear concerned about privacy and disruption, but policy must be applied within constitutional limits. IMPD handled this better by listening, reviewing the rule, and avoiding an unlawful trespass enforcement.
You think those encounters were tense? The next case starts with a routine contact and ends somewhere nobody expected. One statement changes everything. One decision makes the situation spiral. And one question remains unanswered until the very last moment. Was it a misunderstanding or something much bigger? The next video is already on your screen. Click it now and see what happens next.